everyone, welcome back to Tutors. This is the last part of my lecture on the class 10th chapter, light, reflection and refraction. So hope you all enjoyed the last 8 parts. This is the 9th part and the last part. So here we are going to discuss about lens formula and magnification, after which I shall be also introducing before you the term power of a lens, and the CBSE previous year questions also will be discussed thenceforth. Now moving on to lens formula and magnification. So before moving on to lens formula, it is required to know what are the sign convention rules in the case of image formation by spherical lenses. So the sign convention rules are nothing different from that of the spherical mirrors, almost the same. Suppose let us consider the Cartesian plane comprising of the x-axis and the y-axis. Here x-axis will be the principal axis. Here a lens is placed whose optical center is nothing but the origin of the Cartesian system. Those distances which are to the right as well as above the lens are taken as positive, and those distances which are to the left and below the lens are taken as negative. And all the distances are measured from the optical center of the spherical lens. These are the sign convention rules. Now moving on to lens formula. So what was the mirror formula? 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. Similarly, lens formula is the formula that connects the image distance, object distance as well as the focal length of the spherical lens. And that relation is given by 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. This is known as the lens formula, where V is the image distance, U is the object distance and F is the focal length. Here also, V, U and F has to be taken after applying the rules of sign convention. So this is lens formula. And let us see what is magnification. Magnification in particular, here we have linear magnification. Linear magnification, same definition as in case of spherical mirror. What was that? Magnification is given by the ratio of the height of image to the height of object. That is, small letter m is equal to h dash by h, where h dash is the height of image and h is the height of object. We have had another equation for magnification in the case of spherical mirror. That was m is equal to minus v by u. But here the equation is m is equal to v by u. The minus sign is omitted. So comparing these two equations, m is equal to h dash by h and m is equal to v by u, we have h dash by h is equal to v by u. So these are the equations. Now magnification is also over. Now what about the sign of magnification? Same, in the case of spherical mirror, if the sign of magnification is positive, then the image formed will be virtual and erect. And if the sign of magnification is negative, then the image formed will be real and inverted. Same rules are being applied here also. Now moving on to the term power of a lens. So last year we had learnt about power. What was power? What is power? Power is the energy by time, or the work done divided by time. Last year we have learnt that equation. But here power of a lens is something different. Power of a lens is the ability of the lens to converge or diverge a ray of light or rays of light which are incident on it. This ability is measured in terms of the power. So another simple definition for power is, what is power? Power is the reciprocal of focal length. This is the definition for power. Power is the reciprocal of focal length. The meaning is, the power of a lens means the ability of the lens to converge or diverge a ray of light which is incident on it. So power P is given by P is equal to 1 by F. or F is equal to 1 by P. This is the equation for power of a lens. Here F will be given in meters so that the power is equal to 1 diopter. That is, the SI unit of power is diopter, denoted by small capital letter D. So how can we define 1 diopter? 1 diopter will be the power of a lens whose focal length is 1 meter. Focal length not in centimeters but in meters. If in the question the focal length is given in centimeters, it has to be converted into meters so that the power in diopter is calculated. So suppose the focal length is given in centimeter, then how can we find the equation for power? Power is equal to 1 by F, where F is in centimeter. Now the centimeter, in order to convert into meter, divided by 100. Therefore power is equal to 100 divided by F, where F is in centimeter. If F is in meter, this equation directly can be taken so that the power in diopters is calculated. Now, what about the sign of power in the case of concave and convex lens? So we know that in the case of concave lens, focal length is negative. So what about power? 1 by minus F. So power will be negative. Therefore power also will be negative in the case of a concave lens. If a lens is given and suppose its power is given as minus 1.5 diopter and you are asked to identify which lens it is, just by looking at the sign we should understand that it is a concave lens. And in the case of a convex lens, generally the focal length is positive. F is positive, hence P also will be positive. So if in the question you are given the power of plus 3 diopter, then what will be that lens? Nothing but convex lens. Just by looking at the sign we should understand. This is about power. Now suppose many lenses are combined together or a combination of lenses is taken into consideration, then what about the power, focal length and magnification of such a combination? Let us see. The combination of lenses. Combination of lenses means what? Many lenses are combined together. Suppose a convex lens and another convex lens are placed adjacent to each other. This forms a combination of lenses. We can place one more convex lens. This has formed another combination. And if you are placing a concave lens along with it, this forms another combination. So a combination of lenses can be made when many lenses are joined next to each other. Suppose in such a combination, when we take each individual lens into consideration, let us take the focal lengths of each individual lenses as f1, f2, f3, etc. How many lenses we are taking into consideration? That many lenses. The focal length of the first lens, let it be f1, that of second length be f2, that of third lens be f3 and so on. Then the effective focal length of the combination or equivalent focal length of the combination is given by 1 by f equivalent. Means the focal length of this combination is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3 plus etc. If n focal lengths or if n lenses are connected together in that combination, then till 1 by fn we will have. So this is the equivalent focal length, the effective focal length of the combination. Now if you are asked to find the effective power equivalent, how can we find? P equivalent. See, P equivalent means what? What is power? 1 by f. So want 1 by f equivalent be equal to P equivalent because P is equal to 1 by f. Now here see, 1 by f1, what is that? P1 plus 1 by f2 is P2 plus 1 by f3 is P3, etc. So this implies that power is additive. Power equivalent is given by P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus etc. This is the equation for equivalent power. Now talking about the effective magnification. Suppose many lenses are joined together and it is given that the magnification of the first lens is M1, that of the second lens is M2, that of the third lens is M3, etc. The equivalent magnification is given by M is equal to M1. Is it plus? No. Here we are having into multiplication. M1 into M2 into M3 into etc. This is the equation for the effective magnification produced by a combination. These three equations you have to know. Now we may feel why a combination of lenses is necessary. Is it so essential? There are benefits for making combination of lenses. One of the benefit is the image formation will not be having much defects. It will be free of defects. Moreover, a sharp image can be obtained if a combination of lenses is being used. Moreover, the lens makers as well as those who designs the camera lenses and all, they are benefited by this additive nature of power. In this way, many different types of lenses can be created. Suppose the camera lenses and the lenses which are used in microscopes and telescopes are all made up of combination of lenses. So the benefits are sharp image can be obtained and it will be devoid of any defects. So these are about the topics in this module. Now moving on to some previous year CBSE questions. See the first question. An object is placed 25 cm in front of a concave lens of focal length 25 cm. Find the location and nature of the image. So what is given? Object distance is given as 25 cm. U is equal to minus 25 cm. In front of a concave lens of focal length 25 cm. The lens here is concave lens. Therefore, focal length is negative. F is equal to minus 25 cm. Find the location and nature of the image. Where the image is located and what about its nature. Location means we have to find B. See the question. The lens is given. So, which formula is it? Lens formula or mirror formula? Lens formula. So, what is the lens formula? 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F, which implies 1 by V is equal to 1 by F plus 1 by U, which implies 1 by V is equal to 1 by minus 25 minus 1 by 25, which is equal to minus 2 by 25. Therefore, V is equal to minus 25 by 2, which is equal to minus 12.5 centimeter. This is the image distance. What about the nature of the image? We can write 4 points. Nature. First of all, it is a concave lens. Therefore, the object will be virtual and erect. Also, we know that the concave lens always forms diminished image. Now, where is the image actually? Isn't it on the same side of the lens? So, it can be a nature. On the same side of lens as the object. So, these are the points. See the question. A convergent lens of power 8 diopter is combined with a divergent lens of power minus 10 diopter. Calculate the power of the combination and the focal length of the combination. So the two powers of lenses are given. A convergent lens means what? A convex lens of power 8 diopter. Let us take it as P1 is equal to 8 diopter. And a divergent lens of power minus 10 diopter. P2 is equal to minus 10 diopter. Calculate the power of the combination. How can we calculate the power of the combination? The power of the combination is given by P is equal to P1 plus P2, which is equal to 8 diopter minus 10 diopter. What is 8 minus 10? This is equal to minus 2 diopter. So the combination of lenses act as a concave lens because the power is negative. See the focal length of the combination. There are two ways of finding it out. Either F1 can be found out by this 1 by P1 and P2. Using that F2 can be calculated and 1 by F is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2. That is quite difficult. because we have already found out the power of the combination. Now it is very easy for finding the focal length. Focal length of the combination will be equal to, f is equal to 1 by p. P we have already found out. What is that? 1 by minus 2. 1 by minus 2 means half or 0.5. Minus 0.5, it is not in centimeter but meter. Minus 0.5 meter, or we can also write it as minus 50 centimeter. So see the question here. This is a 3-mark question, CBSE 2016. The image of an object formed by a lens is of magnification -1. If the distance between the object and the image is 60 centimeter, what is the focal length of the lens? If the object is moved 20 centimeter towards the lens, where would the image be formed? State reason and draw ray diagram. The image of an object formed by a lens is of magnification -1. Magnification is equal to -1. What does that show? This sign indicates that the lens is a convex lens. If the distance between the object and the image is 60 centimeter, read the statement carefully. The distance between the object and the image is given as 60 centimeter. That means, is the object distance 60 centimeter? No. Is the image distance 60 centimeter? No. But the distance between the object and the image is given as 60 centimeter. What is f? We are asked to find the focal length. So the magnification is given as unity. Means the magnitude of magnification is 1. That means we have the equation m is equal to v by u. Here, if magnification is -1, -1 is equal to v by u, which implies u is equal to minus v or v is equal to minus u. Doesn't that imply that the magnitude of u and v are equal? That means what? Image distance will be equal to the object distance. Otherwise also we can say that if the magnification is -1, where the object will be placed at 2f1 in the case of convex lens. See, if this is a convex lens, we have optic center f1 to f1, f2 to f2. We know that when the object is placed at 2f1, we are getting the image at 2f2 and the image will be of same size as the object. This is implied by m is equal to -1. Minus shows the real inverted nature of the image. So here at 2f1, if you are placing the object, we can locate the image formation at 2f2. So this case is given in the question. So what are we asked to find? What is f? For that we should know what is u and what is v. So here we know that u is equal to minus v, but their magnitude will be equal. Magnitude of u will be equal to the magnitude of v. We know that the distance is 60 centimeter. This total distance is given as 60 centimeter. The distance from the object till the image is 60 centimeter. So this is going to be the object distance and this is going to be the image distance. What does that mean? U plus v is equal to 60 centimeter. So we know that u and v are equal at the same distance. Where the object is, that same distance the image also lies from the lens. So u plus v equal to 60 centimeter. U and v are equal. That means u is equal to 30 centimeter as well as v is equal to 30 centimeter. But sign we have to give, that is u will be equal to negative sign minus 30 centimeter and v will be equal to plus 30 centimeter. Now we can calculate the focal length using the lens formula. What is the lens formula? 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f, or 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u, which is equal to 1 by 30 minus 1 by 30, which is 1 by 30 plus 1 by 30, which is equal to 2 by 30. That means f is equal to 30 by 2, which is plus 15 centimeter. we have calculated the focal length of the lens, which is a convex lens. So this part we have completed. Now, if the object is moved 20 cm towards the lens, where would the image be formed? We are moving the object 20 cm towards the lens. That means object distance decreases by 20. Now, for convenience, let us keep the focal length here. F is equal to plus 50 cm. Second case. Moving the object 20 cm towards the lens means initially the object was here. This is at a distance of 30 cm. 20 cm we are moving towards the lens. We are shifting this object here. Now what will be the object distance? 10 cm. Isn't it? So u is equal to minus 10 cm. And we do not know. F will be a constant for that lens. So f is equal to plus 15 cm. Now, where would the image be formed? Where is the image formation taking place? We are asked to find V. Using the lens formula, 1 by V is equal to 1 by F plus 1 by U, which is equal to 1 by 15 minus 1 by 10, which is equal to 10 minus 15 is minus 5 divided by 15 into 10. Therefore, V is equal to minus 30 centimeter. Minus 30 centimeter means what? The image is located on the left side. That means on the same side of the object. On the same side of the lens as the object. We are getting the image. In which condition do we obtain this kind of an image? In the sixth special case, exceptional case. That is, the object will be placed between F1 and O. In such a case, we are getting this image. State the reason and draw ray diagram. State reason means just write where the object is placed between F1 and O. Here we are getting a virtual and erect image because this is an exceptional case. And how can we draw the ray diagram to justify our answer? Draw a convex lens. Optic center F1 to F1, F2 and 2F2. Here we are placing the object between F1 and O, and the object distance is given as how much? 10 cm. We have calculated. Focal length is what? 15 cm. Let's mark these distances also. Now bring two rays of light. They won't meet on this side, so we are extending it on the other side so that we are getting the image formed. And this image will be at a distance of 30 cm from the lens. This is how we have to draw the ray diagram. So this is all about this chapter, light reflection and refraction. And some numericals I have discussed here, and the practical related questions and related numericals shall be discussed in the 10th part, which will be uploaded much later in the academic year. So thank you all for listening to this class, listening to the entire chapter patiently and with full support. Thank you.